I grew up in a family where if you wanted the extras in life, you had to pay for them. And I wanted the extras at an early age. And so the only way I knew how to do that, because I wasn't old enough to work at the age of 12, was I started mowing lawns and have continued to do that now for 29 years. And I just love the whole process of entrepreneurship and the freedom it allows you. And you know, the sky's the limit. Anything's possible, especially in the US. It's just mind-boggling to me.
Very early age, I kind of seemed to get it. My mom asked me at about age 4 or 5 what I wanted to be when I grew up. And I remember being in the front room and looking outside and going, I want to be a trash guy. And my mom got a little bit worried. And she's, Nick, why do you want to do that? It's dirty. Why would you ever want to do that? And my response was, oh, I don't want to pick up the trash. I want to be the guy who owns all the trucks. So I'm not exactly sure where all that came from at such an early age, but it's just always been there. You know, I would add that we're a little bit unique in the fact that we're not media guys, we're not talk show hosts, we're entrepreneurs. And so that fact alone lends this credibility with our guests. And so when a guest comes to talk to us, they're not just talking to some interviewer. They know that we can relate to them. And so I have this feeling that when they open it up to us, it's not just because we've asked them a question in a tricky way, but it's because they truly know that we understand what they're going through. And so we get this content from an entrepreneur, and it really is just like Johnny and I sitting down at the bar and having a conversation. And so that is really one of the things that's unique about our show. It's truly from entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs.
My favorite part of the whole process is these guests that we have on the show. I mean, I'm just in awe of all the things they have learned, and I can't wait to go back to my business and implement all these things I learned from them from today's interview. And I think once people know that you really care about their story and you care about them, they're willing to open up and tell you almost anything. And you have to really show that you care, and quite honestly, the way you do that is to be quiet and listen very well. And we're not experts on the interviewing process, but we've learned to be quiet and let them tell us the complete story about what they have. And boy, does it come out, because generally entrepreneurs just love what they're doing. And they're happy to share their story with you and other people because they generally want other people to be successful. It's just the way they think most of the time.
We've come to the realization that just having a conversation with folks and just getting to know who they are, not only their business story of starting this business or that business, but you know, what does that look like personally? Where were you at when you started this thing? One of the gals that we interviewed had, right before she started her business, she lost her husband. They were 25 years old. And how did that push her? Because one of the things that we're really about as a radio show is that business, when you're an entrepreneur, when you're a business owner, it's not just business. It's personal. It's your whole entire life. It's 24/7. You never shut it off. And that's what I love. I love hearing how that relates to a business owner and getting to know them, not only on a business level, but on a personal level.
Well, our format is unique now, because what we do is we found that if we take the analogy that we're sitting around the kitchen table talking shop about business, that's where all the good stuff comes out. So what we like to do is just be relaxed. We don't start and stop and cut and go. We just let it all go. We record for an hour and a half and let the guests talk about their story and about what they've done and what they like. And we try to get really personal with them, and we try to ask questions that people at home would want to hear and want to know.
We'd like to go after some sponsors kind of on two different levels. We would like to have sponsors that are more of a national footprint, that really want to become known with the small business community. Folks that really, they offer a great service for small business. They're known on a national footprint, and so people would look at them and go, oh, that show has great credibility because they're associated with this insurance company or that bank. And so that's one level of sponsor that we're going after. A sponsor that we can have a win-win relationship with. We can bring interesting content and really a touch into small business like nobody else has a way into small business, because Johnny and I, that's where we come from, and we're part of small business. And the other kind of sponsor that we're looking for is really the local sponsor. We're looking for folks that are in the community, that are small businesses themselves, that again provide a service or a product for a small business owner that brings great value, and again, that good win-win relationship between them, with us, and with our listener.
Really concerned that we want these sponsors to have great integrity and great morality about them, because we want to make sure that the content that they're giving and that their reputation is so great that it parlays into the listening audience. And therefore, our name's on the line also. So we don't just want anybody, we want the best of the best out there.
Well, because we're a smaller show, it's Johnny and I, we have total control. And what we wanted to do is we wanted to create something in this space, small business radio, that was unique to our sponsors. We want to, again, bring that great value. And so we look at all of our resources, and so we've got resources that a typical advertiser might not have access to. And so we've created this program of Small Business Access. And so what Small Business Access is a way for us to do interviews with our sponsors and talk to them like we talk to our small business entrepreneurs, our guests on our show, and talk to them about what are they an expert in? What do they know that our small business owners need to know about? That could be tax code. It could be how to hire somebody. It could be in a marketing realm. And so it brings our sponsor to a level of they're the expert. And so when people are listening to our podcasts, then it's not in the context of an infomercial where I'm saying every other minute, hey, you got to buy this service if you're a small business owner. But we're just allowing the sponsor themselves to just talk about their area of expertise in a conversation format, just like we do in the show. And then we can take that content, we will put it into our podcast, but then also we'll put it on our show. We're going to build a library of small business topics, everything from marketing to legal, accounting, all the different areas where a small business owner can go to our website and go, you know what, I'm getting ready to build a website. I need to do some research. And they've got a 15-minute interview with so-and-so on what are the considerations that I need to make in order to build a successful website. And so kind of like there's a lot of blogs out there, but a lot of people don't like to read a lot of copy. The interviews are more engaging.
For me being an entrepreneur, that's just great. The show has so much potential, and I think we have a market to go national with this, because there's a demand out there for content for small business, because small businesses, is growing like crazy. And we want, as small business owners, to learn more about what we do, and we want to be successful, and I feel that we provide some great content for those entrepreneurs out there.